Hey, everybody, it's Ken Compton from the Savvy Inspector, and I'm back with Coach William, and we're talking about the workshop. Coach William, welcome, sir.
Hey, great stuff.
Yes, sir. One of the breakout sessions is going to be, I won't say more fun than the others, but I love social media. Now, some people don't like it. And if you don't do it for yourself, that's one thing. But what a business tool. What a business tool to keep your prior clients engaged with you and your real estate agents. Now, William, when you guys first started, did you really see the power of social media?
No, 'cause we started back in 2005. I guess, Facebook and those kind of things were just coming. Matter of fact, it's another one of those things that I kept putting on the back burner. Just wasn't, I'm not geeky. So it wasn't, and that's the way I kind of seen that from the get-go. So it took a while for me to warm up to that. Once I did, of course, I, wouldn't quit it. Wished I had done it earlier. Yeah.
Were you at the workshop, William, when we did the workshop in Jasper? And the whole conference for 3 days was on new technology, and we set up your Twitter accounts there. We set up your Facebook. We taught you how to use it. We taught everybody how to use Blog Talk Radio, the whole thing. I mean, it was a geek workshop because we saw the power of this and how big it was going to be for home inspectors.
Right. I think that's the same workshop where you said agents were going to disappear out of real estate offices, and I laughed at you.
Yeah. Now, that's come true, hasn't it? Ian is somewhat of a forward thinker, especially when he was younger.
It's the same for this social media. I mean, it's powerful stuff for us. And of course, we use Done For You services. So you guys take care of the bulk and majority of that, because to do it properly, it's a full-time job to get the biggest bang for the buck out of it. So I don't personally mess with it. I mean, we do a ton of it, but more on a personal end of what's going on in our neighborhood versus what you're the content that you're putting out there that really has the value for previous clients, agents, that sort of thing.
And I hear this all the time, William, when we're talking to clients, and you hear it too. I don't want to tell anybody what I did for lunch, this, that, and other. They don't want to see the food I ate. And, I agree with that. They don't. That's not what we're talking about. I mean, if all I saw was everybody's lunch, what they were having and all this, it would be horrible. It'd be worthless. But what happens is, William, you guys sell a lot of products and services to consumers. How do they know that?
Yeah, you've got to stay out in front of them and touch base with them through, and social media is a great way to do that. Every one of your, don't have to say too much here, but every one of your prior clients ought to be a friend of yours on Facebook. I mean, if you haven't done that, you're missing one heck of an opportunity to market to those folks.
Yeah. And, when we say social media, we mean Pinterest, which is now gaining as much time, face time from consumers as Facebook. And we're talking about YouTube, we're talking about Google Plus, we're talking about Twitter, and we're going to show you the systems to automate this whole thing so it isn't onerous. But you know what, Williams, the first thing you got to say is, what do I want to sell to the consumer? What am I offering? Just home inspections? Am I doing infrared or pool and spa, the sewer thing, whatever you're doing? Then what happens is you got to say, who would be interested in that? And then once you determine who would be interested in that, then you'd have to say, what else would they be interested in along those lines? Okay, so once you kind of have a game plan, it's way easier to generate or produce content that's meaningful to those target audiences.
Yeah, I agree, and you guys do a great job with that. And it goes beyond just trying to sell them something. I'm just so that you're having that interaction with them. So the scenario that you use, you're in there getting your hair cut, and the guy next to you says something about buying a house, and then you've got your previous client that's able to say, hey, I know a great home inspector. And if you're not consistently in front of them and fresh on their mind, that kind of thing's not going to happen. So beyond just selling them one-offs or whatever, again, building that, just being on their mind so that you're on the tip of their tongue at that right opportune moment.
That's right. And when you think about YouTube, what a very powerful social media platform YouTube is. Think about this. When consumers go to look for a home inspector, they might type Home Inspector Louisville or Louisville Home Inspector or some version of that. And guess what happens is the search engine results come up. Okay. And if you've got all kinds of social media posts, videos, other things in there, that wins. But think how consumers do more and more. The real estate agent says to them, I got 3 people's name on the list. Certainty's my favorite person. So you choose whoever, but I choose Certainty. So you know what they do? They go right in the Google and they type in Certainty Home Inspections, don't they? And what do they see, William, when they type in Certainty Home Inspections?
Yeah, I mean, a great sales site for one thing, but 9 times out of 10, if they're actually doing like a Google search, like you're talking about, these videos pop up. I seen a post, something that Beth had done. I'm not sure what it was now because I was just searching for something else. There was a little short blurb that something that Beth and I had done that was right there on the front page.
Yeah,
it was a short video. You said Instagram. It might have even been like a Pinterest thing or something. But I was just amazed that you'd think, other information would rank higher than that. But because Google loves Google, that's kind of what you get, I guess.
That's true. And, having that big body of work allows consumers to convince themselves, or home buyers to convince themselves, that Certainty Home Inspections is the right for them. Then when they get on the phone with Sam and her team, it's not a hard sell. What happens is they've already read your reviews. They've seen your sample report. They've looked at your blog. They see all of these great reviews that you have all across the internet. They're convinced. It makes the sale so much easier. And what we're seeing now, William, 32% of the searches are mobile, on a mobile device. So, how many times are you on, I shouldn't say you, how many times am I in a restaurant or somewhere? The first thing we do, and Beth and I both sit down, we fire up our phones and check all our Gmail, and we check this, we check this. People are searching every day on these mobile devices. Right.
Yeah, I can't talk about how powerful it is. And you're right. In the younger generations, more and more, it's all definitely geared towards that, and the mobile sites are definitely ranking high. But even most of your competitors just aren't going to have this body of work. If you're a savvy member, you've probably got this body of work out there, and it just blows your competition out of the water. Whether it's a generic search or somebody said, "Hey, this is who I recommend, and you need to go check them out." Because I'm just sharing the feedback that I get all the time is that it was your online presence that made the decision. It was your online presence that set you apart. We could tell that you're a much more professional, experienced company than the others out there, just from what they'd seen online. So beyond the real estate agent or lender or whoever making that referral, you need to be able to back that up with the material that you have online to reiterate what they've said about how great you are.
It's the most important place to be with all of that body of work, because we said it, not many real estate agents at home. What are you going to put in a real estate office? A brochure? Really? Who's reading that? Okay, so people come online. I will tell you too, William, top producers will check you out online as well to see what you're about. You start marketing them, they type in your company's name. You know what they want to see? They want to see a professional company that's a complement to their sales process, and your company is.
You know what? And that's who we want. If you've got an agent out there who actually does the due diligence that should be done to research an inspector before they recommend them, and what the opposite of that is, he's the cheapest, so I must recommend him. They get that speaks volume. That's the top producer I'm after. If they took the time because I know that they know what the heck they're doing, and you're not going to get these callbacks and complaints or you killed my deal. They don't play those games because they've done the research on you beforehand. I love it. It doesn't happen often. These real estate agents should do more and more of that. Top producers, you're right. That's where it's at. But you won't see that. And we just discussed this again in that CE class I had yesterday about some of the legality of giving out 3 names when you don't know anything about the 3 people on that list. You just opened yourself up to a whole can of worms if you can't say this guy's good, bad, and ugly. You've got to be able to back up those referrals. It's important, and top producers know that. Experienced real estate agents know that, and they do that due diligence. So another great reason to have that presence online.
Let's talk about another way. I know that the competition for home inspector candidates in many markets is really fierce. When I see our Texas clients trying to recruit candidates, all the savvy members down there in Texas, we have got them so jacked up. Their sales are through the roof, and some of them are hiring 3 at a time, 2 and 3 at a time. So what happens is when these home inspector prospects come out of school and they have an opportunity to select which firm they might want to go to work for, your online presence makes all the difference in the world. And William, it just happened to you not long ago.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I interviewed a fellow, and throughout the interview, he had scoped out another multi-and firm here locally, and was trying to decide between them and us. And he shared with me that we were hands down the company to work for, and he had determined that from our online presence. And basically, what he said, the other company had little to none. And what they did have looked like mom and pop shop type stuff. and that we almost appeared to be franchise-like because it was so professional. And we're not franchise, but it looked like it was all professionally done, and there was, time, effort, and money put into what was out there. So, he was a great hire, working for me today. He's doing 2-3 inspections a day on a daily basis. So that's what we're after. Again, that online presence, not just for, I said this in an earlier video that we did, not just for picking up inspections, but for your business as a whole, all the way around.
I'm going to tell you, it's a winner. And the Savvy Inspector has a professional team. We have 13 employees that do online marketing for our clients in the U.S. and Canada. And we're adding 5 additional team members because of the growth. Home inspectors like Williams Company have decided, you know what, this is complicated. The rules change every week. We don't really want to do it. But you know what, we're Certainty Home Inspections, where you guys are a perfect client in social media, is because we don't always know what's happening in your firm, and you do. And you guys supplement what we do with all the cool things that are happening with you to build and sustain relationships with the agents and with our prior clients.
Right. And, that makes it, because of the done for you services, that makes it so easy on our part. I don't have to worry about, I need one out there at 9, 10, and 12. It's, you've got that covered, so that I'm getting important, relevant information out there to those folks, stuff they're going to read. That's covering all that. And then all I got to do is go in there and do our daily, hey, we sponsored this and we're doing that and we got this going on, and or here maybe is our special or whatever. It's just so much. We can enjoy doing it instead of feeling like we have to do it.
The pressure's off.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's so true.
So in the workshop, we're going to show you how to post something other than what you had for lunch, so that you can get engagement. William, the studies continue to show the more engaged people are with you in social media, your agents and your prior clients, the more likely it is that they will refer you to friends and others, clients. I want to talk about one other thing. The reputation videos we do, all these things we do are lead generation. Okay, so there's a big group of people that we want to serve that have already bought from us. They know us, like us, trust us. They think we're the obvious expert. And what happens with social media, you can get engaged with your prior clients. And I'm just going to give you an example, and that's YouTube. Okay, so we have a lot of lead generation videos on YouTube, and so do you. But wouldn't it be smart to put a home maintenance series on YouTube to get the prior clients engaged with you, get them to subscribe to your YouTube channel? Every time you put a new one up, then what happens, they get an automatic notification. So that engagement becomes a system once they subscribe. I mean, I keep pushing our members, do it, and so few have.
Yeah, absolutely. I know of a couple members that have done it and do very well with it. So we do that as well. And there are other ways that we can share with you to incorporate that in your inspection reporting to help drive that traffic as well. And I'm sure we'll be sharing that at the workshop also.
How the social media works together to drive traffic to our other online properties like our website and our blog. There's no question about it. Social media is exciting. If you have a negative attitude about it, chuck it out the window. We're going to teach you the right way to do it. We're going to share the automation tools so that you can actually set this up, set it and forget it.